9 years ago, the Lord made me a promise that He would once again bless my womb and give me the opportunity to be a mother again. And many years passed, but I could not get pregnant. And I would go to the doctor and they would always tell me that everything looked fine. And the Lord in prophecy told me that despite what the medical prognosis showed, He would be performing a miracle in me. At that time, I didn't understand because the doctors would always tell me I was fine. But about 2 years ago, in 2024, the Lord allowed me to go to a clinic that was more specialized in fertility. And that's when His promise came to pass, because there I received the medical prognosis the Lord spoke to me about. The doctor who reviewed my test results told me that I could not get pregnant. She said, "It's impossible for you to become pregnant spontaneously in a natural way. You will have to undergo treatment, and even then you'd only have a 50% chance of getting pregnant." And so I did become a bit discouraged with that prognosis, but I remembered God's promise. The Lord also told me that He would be surprising me and would allow me to be in a spiritual gathering, a gathering in His church with His daughter. And last year in February, God surprised me and allowed me to attend a Bible study in Bogota. There, Sister Maria Luisa told us to pray for illnesses and to ask God to heal us. In that moment, I asked God to heal my womb because I didn't want to undergo any treatment, given that it involves a lot of hormones for a woman, and I didn't want that. And I said, "Lord, I'm very happy with the daughter you gave me, but I fell in love with the promise you made me, and that's why I ask that you perform a miracle and heal my womb so that I don't have to undergo any treatment." And it was very beautiful because during that trip, He also promised to deliver me and heal me. And brothers and sisters, towards the end of March, I took a pregnancy test and it was positive. And God performed this miracle in me without having to rely on any doctors, just like He promised. He also told me that He would be with me at all times, that He would give me a peaceful pregnancy, that at the time of delivering my baby, I would feel His presence because He would be with me, that it was all going to pass very quickly, it was going to be easy. And just as God promised, He fulfilled His promise in His infinite mercy, and I testify to give the honor and glory to God.
I want to testify that the Lord in His holy prophecy told me not to worry about my loved ones, but to cry out to Him because He will be protecting their lives. It was in this way that some time ago, one of my daughters finished her major, and in the afternoon when she finished her presentation, she called me very happy and told me she was going out to eat and spend some time with a friend in the evening. At that moment, I felt an anxiety in my heart, like something bad was going to happen. However, I said goodbye to her and told her to be good and to take a lot of care of herself. Immediately while at my job, I went to my office and cried out to the Lord. I told Him what I was feeling and what my daughter told me. I thanked Him for the major He allowed her to complete, and I asked Him to protect her because in my heart, I had a feeling that something was going to happen to her. That night, I arrived at my house and went to sleep. I always locked my phone. And the surprise was that the following day, when I opened my phone, there were several missed calls from my daughter. I called her right away, and she told me that she had been in a very serious accident. I told her to tell me what had occurred. It turns out that a bus that was behind the car she was in hit them from behind, and the vehicle spun more than 40 meters after the impact. She told me that while the car was in that situation, she felt that somebody put their hand on her chest and held her against the seat. And that is how the Lord protected her life, and despite the vehicle being a total loss, nothing happened to her or her friend. I testify this for the honor, glory, and praises to our God.
I want to testify that since I was very young, I suffered from very severe migraines. In the last few years, they had gotten worse to the point that I had them almost every day. Many times I had to take up to 3 pills just to be able to come to church, and often I would still come to church with migraine. Then I had resigned myself to living with those migraine headaches. I had accepted that I will have to probably live like this for the rest of my life, but they were becoming so severe that I said to the Lord, I refuse to accept living with these terrible migraines. You are powerful, and I have heard that the testimonies of how you have healed from migraines and even more serious illnesses. Please, God, do your work in me, because I want to serve you in good health and strength, and I want to come to praise your name without those headaches. And that's how during a worship service I felt something. I had a spiritual experience where I felt like something was coming out of my head. So since February, I haven't had a migraine, and that makes me very happy. I testify to give the honor and glory to the Lord.